Okay, so in the textbook activities for lesson 3, we're working on our illustration, and I found that there was something that was not well illustrated in the textbook, but I think is essential in terms of your document maneuvering skills. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a little something to the illustration that's just for the sake of example. One of the things they ask you to do is to go and open up a different file in the illustration, a different file in Illustrator. And so we're going to do that. And so it's step number 8 on page 114, file open. And that navigates me back to this folder where I just was. You may have to browse for it on your computer, but I'm going to select the pieces file, which they tell us to open on step 8, page 114. And you see that it brings us to this brick chimney effect and this other signboard effect over here. And it's going to ask us to copy and save it. But one of the things, to select it and copy it, one of the things that Illustrator tells us to do in step 10 is just to click the homesale.ai tab to return to that document. I just want to make sure you know where the tabs are and how the tabs work. They're pretty intuitive, but I think it helps to have a little orientation. So up here are your tabs. These tabs indicate that there are more than one file that are open. So we have the pieces files open as well as the home sale file that's open. You can click on the tabs just like you probably do in your internet browsers when you're working in your browsers. This is a nice new feature in many applications that's come out within the five or 6 years ago, but it makes it very easy to multitask in the technology environment. So that's something to know about tabs. The other thing that I kind of figured out on my own is that the tabs can give you cues about the state of the document that you're working on. The pieces file, notice it says pieces.ai, but it's just ends right there, whereas the homesale.ai includes this little asterisk. Well, what do you think that means? Well, if I click save, file save, or I click command save on the Mac, what happens? The asterisk goes away. The asterisk is an indication that the document has not been saved but has new information that you run the risk of losing if, for God forbid, your computer crashes or whatever unfortunate turn of events may happen. So that's always just telling you, hey, you haven't saved me in a while. You've got new information that you may want to save. But also bear in mind that when you save, you limit your abilities to revert back to that saved state. So just a few tips for you on the use of tabs. They're very important, and they're going to be a fundamental way of the way you work with Illustrator.